Grand Rising, good morning. How y'all doing today? Listen, honey, it is a very much happy Friday, and I came to give you a word on this good old Friday. How about this? Okay, so I'm about to tell you a story. I'm going somewhere, but I need you to stay with me, okay? All right, so I love to go walking, and every time I go walking, I'm always trying to be attentive to my surroundings and what's, happening around me. And I noticed one day that there was this one particular house that was sitting on the corner. Now, this house was abandoned, it was empty, it was old. You can tell that the house had just been there. It was of no purpose. It added no value. It was sitting on the corner, so it was taking up a good amount of space. It had all of this land, and it was just there, this old, abandoned, vacant house that was of no purpose, right? So that happened the first week that I walked past the house. I saw it. I'm like, okay, it's an old house sitting on the corner. Probably about maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm walking past the house again, and I noticed the house done burned down. I said, wait a minute. I was just here about a week ago, and the house, y'all, had burned down to the ground. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I'm talking about everything was gone in this fire except for the frame of the house and a washing machine. I'm talking about mind-blowing. Like, the whole entire house burned down to the ground, and the only thing that was left behind was the frame of the house and a washing machine. And I thought to myself, like, that's really interesting that a house fire would consume a whole entire house and leave everything except for the framing of the house and a washing machine. So it wasn't until about maybe a week or so later, I walked past the house again, and boom, that's when it hit me in my spirit. The framework being left behind in that fire represented the foundation of the house, right? So the house was built with a really good solid foundation, because if you can go through a fire like that and the foundation still be standing and the washing machine was left behind, I said, now God, how did everything else get burnt up except the washing machine? And so then that's when it kind of hit me, like, spiritually. And I was like, okay, now I'm finna go somewhere with this, so make sure you holding on, okay? Sometimes we represent that house. We've been stagnant, we've been dormant, we are of no value, we have added no purpose, we're just there, taking up space in the way, holding up the line, occupying space. We're dormant. There is nothing that we can contribute to those connected to us or to those around us, because we're just there. We serve no purpose. We're just there. We've lost sight of our purpose, so we're just there. We're just in the way. We've abandoned the gifts and talents that God has given us. We have these old excuses that no longer serve us or deserve us or anybody else connected to us, and we're just there. And sometimes God will burn your house down to the ground and leave absolutely nothing behind but ashes to ashes and dust to dust. He will leave behind your framework just to show you that the foundation of you in this house that he built for you is still some good. There's still value in it. There's still purpose to it. There's still meaning behind it. God says, I can still do something with it if you let me. But I'm going to have to burn down them old ways of thinking. I'm going to have to burn down them generational curses. I'm going to have to burn down those old habits, those old mindsets, those old operating systems. Baby, God will burn it down. And I'm not saying that he intentionally burnt that house down, because I don't know what happened to that house. Because it looked like it was a nice family house where all the people probably gathered for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all of the things. But I'm saying God will burn down all of what is no longer serving you or deserving of you. He will burn it down to the ground and leave nothing behind but the framework. He will leave your framework in place just to show you anything that is in you that is not aligned with me and my will for your life, baby, I'm gonna burn it down to the ground, and you ain't gonna have nothing left but the framework. And I'm gonna show you that I can rebuild this house again if you let me. He will show you that even if the fire does consume you and it burns you ashes to ashes and dust to dust, and there is nothing left behind but soot and dirt and debris and trash, God says, I will leave behind a washing machine in the midst of your fire just so you can go and cleanse yourself. Go wash yourself up. Go get yourself together, because you're not dead. You're just dormant. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm talking to today, but you still have purpose. You still have value. You still have meaning. You can still contribute. You can still add something to yourself and to the lives of others. You can still help to expand the borders of the kingdom, baby. You can still make a difference. If you got breath in your body, if you're alive, if you're well, if you're listening to this video, honey, you can still get up and move. You don't have to be that old abandoned house that's just there, that's just dormant, that's just in the way, that's just taking up space, that's just adding absolutely no meaning and no value to those connected to you. So I came today to tell you, whoever you are, just know that I love you so much. God loves you so much. And if you are that house that's been abandoned, that's been sitting there, that has been rotting away, that has not been utilizing the gifts and talents that God has given you, you have so much meaning and purpose and value to yourself, but you're just sitting there. You're stagnant, you're dormant, you've abandoned all of what God has given you, the assignment that he gave you, you've abandoned that. The gifts and talents that he's given you, you're letting those rot away. Come on, somebody. Y'all gotta feel me on this, because at one point that old abandoned house was me. And I had to realize, like, God, if you gotta burn me down to the ground, my old mindset, my old ways, my old habits, all of the old man that doesn't serve me or deserve me, if you have to burn that down to the ground and leave nothing but the framework to show me that I was built on a solid and a firm foundation, baby. Christ is my firm foundation. I don't sing, but you know, the rock on which I stand. Y'all know the song. Don't get me to sing it because I am not a singer. But I'm just saying, let Christ be your firm foundation. He built your house, your physical dwelling. And I'm not just talking about your physical house. I'm talking about your spiritual house too. So if you got some fight left in you, I'm gonna need you to get up. I'm gonna need you to take a deep breath. I'm gonna need you to wrap your arms around yourself, give you a hug, and I'm gonna need you to repeat after me. I am worthy, I am valuable, I am uniquely assigned and divinely guided in this season of my life to be of value, to contribute, to get up and to live again. Whatever you need to do, honey, if you need to leave that relationship that's toxic, leave it, burn it down to the ground. If you need to write the book, if you need to start the business, if you need to lose the weight, whatever you need to do, get up and move. Don't just be sitting there dormant, abandoned, old. You ain't got no purpose, or you think you don't have any purpose, but you do. And I'm here to remind you that you do. So if you're that house, just know I love you. I'm rooting for you. I want the best for you. I want you to get up. Honey, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to get yourself together. And I want you to go and be something that God can be proud of. He gave you those gifts and talents. He gave you an assignment. He gave you a vision. He planted the seed. He did all of that for you. And I would hate for him to have to burn it all down to the ground and leave behind nothing but ashes and dust and dirt and debris and soot, because you don't want to do nothing with it. You got to do something with what he's given you already, okay? All right. Y'all go have a beautiful day today, honey. The sun is shining bright, even though it's a little chilly outside. But you know, your girl Rosa, honey, we're going to put it on and we're going to get a people a word, because that's what was in my spirit, and that's what I needed to come and drop off and let you know that if you are dormant, you're not dead. You just need to get up and you need to make something happen, baby. 2024 is about to wrap up, and I would hate for you to get up out of this year having left behind all of these gifts and talents and visions and assignments and plans. They just empty. They just there. They just dormant. You just ain't gonna do nothing with them. You just gonna leave this year unfulfilled. No, you won't. You're gonna get up and you're gonna make a move today, okay? I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And yes, honey, go forward and do what you need to do, okay? Love you guys. Bye.